good evening, and welcome to the shed. Happy New Year. I know we're in the middle of January. I've been away for a few months. Haven't done any videos, so this is coming out here this evening to see did everything work or didn't it? So you're all welcome back. Um, it's been a while, so it is, and thankfully everything seems to be working anyway. So you're welcome along to the show. So if people are wondering where I was the last 2 months, just in general with stuff going on here at home and things. I took a break from doing the videos. What I learned from it was not doing the videos gives you an awful lot more time during the week, but I did partially miss doing them. I do enjoy doing them, but got to watch a lot more soccer, watch the Arsenal games with my daughter and enjoy them, and put things into perspective. Might this be the last one? Maybe. I don't know. With a lot of things, but we'll see. There'll be a break for a while, and we'll recharge the battery and look at things again next year, or this year, later on this year, around draft time, and make a decision. What I'm on tonight for? Well, as everyone knows, the divisional round was played last weekend, and last Saturday night, the Buffalo Bills played the Denver Broncos, and we lost 33-30. Before I go into that, I have a few things. I'll go through what my thoughts of the show are, and how it's going to line up, and just want to go through a few things before we get into the meaty and the gritty stuff. So my co-host that I used to have on a Tuesday night, Therese Fortin Barnes, congratulations to her. She became Buffalo Bills Fan of the Year 2025. Delighted for her, and she's very busy, and she is a brilliant ambassador for the Buffalo Bills, and unfortunately, no fault of hers, but through mine, I wasn't doing videos. That we haven't done one for a few months, so and as I said, I don't know if I'm going to do them anymore. So time will tell. But I want to thank her for coming on the show. I want to thank all the guests that I've had on over the years for coming on the show as well. That they're the first thing. I could name them all, but there's a lot. And I was honoured and privileged to have John Fina on the show, Jerry Ostrowski on the phone on the show, Will Wolford on the show, 3 former Buffalo Bills. I never thought this little shed here would get that kind of caliber of guests, former Bills players that have played the big games and been there and done that. But I'm very honoured and very privileged and very happy, and I want to thank them as well. So anyway, we'll get into the meaty and the nitty-gritty. So first thing I want to do, and I want to make it obvious, and whatever I'm going to say after this has nothing to do with Denver Broncos. So the first thing is congratulations to Denver Broncos on Saturday night. I am so sorry Bo Nix is out for the season. I wish them the very best luck. I'm not going to say what team I want to see win the Super Bowl, because everyone knows there's one team I don't want to win it, and if I say it, they'll end up winning the dirty thing. So I just want to wish all 4 teams the very best luck, and whoever wins it, good luck. Enjoy it. That's that, and 100% what I'm going to say here has nothing to do with the Denver Broncos, but it has to do with the NFL. So we're going to the game. We lost 33-30, and what has irritated me from the game is, I'm a competitor, so I hate losing. But there is ways of losing that sometimes you're not good enough, sometimes things don't go your way, etc., 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 and it's how you handle it. But I would have thought, after last year's debacle in the AFC Championship game, that there was no way in hell that the NFL would give us such shite referees as what we have got in that game. Now, before I go on, I apologize for any colourful language, but I'm not holding back tonight. That game against the Chiefs last year was a disgrace, and I think the big thing that came out of that game was the marking of the ball, because it cost us a chance of going to a Super Bowl. There was another catch in that game that was even more dubious than Brandon Cook's one, but given to the Chiefs. And this is not a dig at the Chiefs. I got over it. It's done, but it has opened up old wounds. But you go into our game, it goes to overtime. Josh Allen throws a super ball down the field. Brandon Cooks catches the ball, goes down, and when he's rolling over on his back, at no stage when Brandon Cooks catches that ball does he juggle it, fumble it, mess with it. It's solid in his hands from the second he touches it until he rolls over onto his back. Then when the defender pulls it out of his hand and is given an interception, or the ball's taken off, Denver get the ball. I agree with everything Sean McDermott said, right? Everything. That the NFL should have looked at that. They should have taken their time. He called a timeout to give them time. I don't understand. Like, I'm not being smart. We don't know. Matt Prater could have kicked 3 points. He could have gone for a touchdown. Who knows what would have happened. So I'm not going to predict that we would have just kicked the 3 points, won the game, and that was the end of it. But I would say that would be the likelihood was we were going into an AFC championship. We didn't need to make another play. It would have been kicked 3 points. Game over. But then you hear, so what I've learned from this week is on TV and also on platforms and everything, there's the genuine guys and there's the social media NFL yes boys. And a lot of them are there. Oh, it was an interception. Fast forward 24 hours. In the Patriots Texans game, same thing. Put man down, keep the ball. Texans got to keep the ball. In the Rams Bears game, Devontae Adams, down he goes, ball ripped from his hand. Same thing, exact same thing. Rams keep the ball. It is the bullshit of the NFL that's going on, that a small franchise like the Bills, and unfortunately in the NFL, that's what we are, is not going to get them breaks. If Brandon Cooks was playing for the Chiefs last Saturday night against the Broncos and they were where we were, that would be a catch and that would be game over. I don't doubt it for a second. I saw Sunday night when the Rams, the same thing happened. They weren't knocking the Rams, taking the ball off the Rams. No. But anyway, then there was a holding call not given to Brandon Cooks that would have possibly won the game for us before that. It would have been down at the goal line or 1 yard line, and I'm sure we'd have kicked 3 points or ran it in. So they're just two massive calls. I saw a video today. I have it up on my Facebook account. There was a Seattle lad. He did a perfect description of the video, of the rules, of the catch, the whole lot, and then fast forward to a Denver Broncos touchdown where when they crossed the line, he fell over and lost possession of the ball, but the touchdown was given. So, like, the rules are great, the rules aren't right, but it's the smaller franchise like the Buffalo Bills that are suffering. We will go into the game for a quick few minutes. I'm not going to spend too long on it because I only get myself crosser. But yes, the Bills did not play well, right? And it wouldn't be, and I'll be talking about Josh Allen later, it wouldn't be his finest hour as a footballer in a game, not in a season or as anything else. But everyone keeps going, well, Josh Allen threw 2 picks and turned the ball over twice, and James Cook turned the ball over and all that. And yes, 100%, they did do that. But at the end of the day, after them doing all of that, they were still in the game. Well, he'd only thrown 1 pick at that stage before that pass. And it is down to the referees to, at least, as Sean McDermott said, look at it. And they had a timeout to go and look at it and say, well, hey, this is a catch. It's a Buffalo ball. and they didn't. And um, I'm irate about that. So I am very, very upset. This is 2 years. They're on about Josh Allen not getting the Super Bowl. It's very hard for Josh Allen to get a Super Bowl when we were screwed out of it in Kansas last year and we're screwed out of it in Denver this year. And regardless how he played, how the team played, what the score was, if them decisions were given the other way, which they should have been, I am sure we would be in at least an AFC Championship game this weekend and a Super Bowl last year. What is the outcome from the referees not doing their job correctly from the game last weekend? Well, Sean McDermott lost his job. Firstly, I do not agree with this whatsoever. Sean McDermott has had us in the playoffs 7 years in the last 8. 8 in the last 9. Not 100% sure which, sorry, forgive me. I have so much information. I get a few bits wrong. But there has been times where Sean McDermott hasn't been aggressive enough or has made a mistake here or there, but they are few and far between. The one thing Sean McDermott brought to the Buffalo Bills was a culture of we are here for each other. He's a gentleman. I would play under him, fight from any time, any day of the week. When you see Mike McDaniels is linked to the Buffalo Bills head coach job, I would run a mile because that fella is not a head coach. He may be a genius offensive coordinator, but he is not a head coach, and he ain't going to motivate you. Now, with Sean McDermott getting the sack, there's been a lot of rumors I just saw there before I came on air that apparently that he had relayed his concerns to Brandon Bean and so on, that he wasn't happy with the roster. And things have happened, and now he's out. But what do I think of the situation? Well, I think it's wrong. Sean McDermott should be a Buffalo Bills coach. Someone's going to pick him up and he's going to do a brilliant job. B, my question is, why isn't Brandon Bean sacked? And I'm not calling for anyone to be sacked, but why isn't he sacked if Sean McDermott is sacked? Because he is the guy that's signing the checks, getting the paper, getting the players. Sean McDermott may have a say in it, but he's the guy that's over it. So why is Brandon Bean promoted when Sean McDermott is getting sacked? I don't understand that. And I don't know who's going to be our next head coach. To be honest, right now, I couldn't give a shit. I'm still processing the last few days. But I am awful sad to see Sean. If Sean McDermott had a few crap seasons, then you go, fair enough, Sean, look at you had your chance. But the last 2 years, on the 2 big games that we played, he has been shafted and shafted and shafted. And you cannot go and say, well, that's not good enough. And what I admired about Sean McDermott the last night when he came out, he stood up for Buffalo on the podium. And it's the first time, and I think it's time Buffalo, and I'll be going into a few other bits in a few minutes, needs to stand up for themselves and not give a shit about what others think. Because we have been walked on the last few years in the big games, and it's time for it to stop. And it's time for us to stand up for ourselves, and it starts with the organisation. I wish Sean McDermott the very, very best of luck, and his family, and wherever they go. I would have kept Sean McDermott for another year. Would I change Brandon Bean? Maybe. But he's the guy that stays, and Sean McDermott is the guy that goes. And I'm sorry, I am upset about that. The next thing I'm going to talk about is what the NFL, in my eyes, think of the Buffalo Bills. I'm going to be bringing in some different thoughts here, but it's going to make up my conversation of and get my point across. So the NFL think of the Buffalo Bills, in my opinion, the same as the GAA here in Ireland think about Mayo. They're nice guys. They'll pop their heads up for a few years, but we won't let them go anywhere, and that'll do us. We're they'll disappear again, and we won't rock the boat. We don't want them here. We don't want them in the big games. We don't want them winning things. And you go, how can you say that? I can give you 100 different explanations from the GAA and Mayo GAA, but I'm going to go with this one. And from the start, I love NFL and American football, but there is points to it. In 2014, Mayo played Kerry in the All-Ireland semi-final in Croke Park, and it was a cracker, and it ended in a draw. The game was fixed for the following Saturday, and it should have been in Croke Park. All them games are to be played in Croke Park. That's where the final is. That's our national stadium. But as it happened, there was a college game set for Croke Park on the Saturday. So what did they do? They pushed Mayo and Kerry down to Limerick. And for anyone that knows Ireland, Limerick's in Munster, Kerry's in Munster, they're neighbouring counties, and Kerry has played in Limerick pitch a lot more than what Mayo has. Mayo took it. Mayo should have said, no, we're not doing that, right? Put us in Croke Park and put the American football to Limerick, we don't care. Or put us on a different date, but we're not going. But Mayo didn't. Mayo lied down and took it. They were then given one of the worst referees I ever saw in my life. And it was that bad, one person went out on the pitch to chase him afterwards. And I'm not been smart. If I'd gone beside him, I'd have gone with him. It was absolutely a joke, the referee. And I ain't going to name any names. Go back and look at the records if you want to find out. And Mayo GA never put in a complaint afterwards. And it was absolutely blatant. I'm not going to say cheating, but the next thing to it, what was going on. And Mayo GA lied down and took it because we were Mayo GA. Later on, that same referee was put into Castlebar to ref a Mayo game, and Mayo GA let him back. I wouldn't let that guy into the county again after that day. It cost us in All Ireland, right? Why I'm bringing up this is because we were and we are the nice guys of football. We'll pop our heads up for a year or two, and then we'll be, keep them kind of happy, but they won't ever do much. We don't want them winning things. Kerry and Dublin are big boys, and then there's bigger counties besides them. And that's how we are. And we've been treated wrong in games many, many times. And it's gone to the stage why I believe that, because of all the amounts of times things have been done wrong to us. Buffalo, the exact same thing. They're a nice little football team that's up in the middle of nowhere. They're loud fans, and the Mayo fans are like Buffalo fans. They will go to the ends of the earth shouting for their team. And I have done it, and I will do it in the future. And Buffalo are the same thing. They will always be there. Where other teams, depends on how their team are doing. Buffalo won't say much, won't pop up, won't make an issue out of anything. Take it, sulk about it, get on, come back again. But we don't want them winning things. It has been obvious, and I'm not saying there's rigging or cheating, but obvious that referees have been told something, but we do not get the calls in the big games. And I will just go back to Sunday night's game, where I'll go more to Devontae Adams, because it was almost exactly the same as Brandon Cook's. And his catch is keep the ball when it's ripped out of his hands. Brandon Cook's is an interception. And then you had that Chris Collinsworth, I think his name is, laughing about the Buffalo Bills fans. But nice guys win fucking nothing, right? And if Buffalo Bills want to make the NFL happy, they'll sit back and take it and go, ha, 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 right? They're going to win nothing, right? Sean McDermott started a Saturday night. He made it obvious he wasn't happy, and he stood up for his team. Brandon Bean should be doing the same thing. The Pagulas should be doing the same thing. The NFL needs to be either bring these referees in and get rid of them and do something to help and make it fair. I don't want favors. I don't want us being handed a game or given a game or whatever. As I said, I want to win the game fair and square. But fair and square wasn't done there Saturday night. And fair and square wasn't done in the AFC Championship game last year against the Chiefs. And the pictures are there to prove it, right? And it is time the Bills made noise and the Bills stood up for the Bills. And the NFL needs to listen because it's going on. You're going to break the fan base. Sean McDermott has lost his job because the referee didn't make the decisions correct. And, oh yeah, we conceded 33 points. Yeah, we did. 3 of them points wouldn't have counted because we just scored the other end. Oh yeah, well, Josh Allen threw 2 interceptions and fumbled the ball twice. He did, and Brandon Cook did. But we still came back. And that play was the one that mattered. They didn't call it. I have entered the International Fan of the Year for the NFL, for the Buffalo Bills. I ain't going to win it. After this, I'm never going to win it. But I don't care. I stand up for my team. It's not about being a fan of the year or whatever. I am sick. I follow my team. I want them to do well. I want them to win fairly or lose fairly. But I'm not putting up with shit. In 2 big games, 2 years in a row, the same team gets walked on by referees. Bullshit. Now, then we move on to Josh Allen. What can I say about Josh Allen? What I saw in the game, what I saw after the game, what I saw about the man is why I love Josh Allen. I have his jersey on. I think there's 10, 11 jerseys of Josh Allen. Josh Allen is one of the main reasons I'm a Buffalo Bills fan. That 13-second game when I seen him on the sideline that night, I was, taken away by the way he wants to win. Josh Allen doesn't care about Josh Allen. Josh Allen cares about his teammates, Buffalo. He could have taken a rake more money for his new contract, but he didn't. He took enough and he left the rest for the Bills to build a team, right? Seeing the man up on the podium the last night, you could see he cares, right? He cares. And then you could see in the dressing room his teammates care about him. And my kids are growing up, right? And I have idols in Gaelic football, but I don't know them outside the Mayo pitch. But there's Keith Higgins, who was a great Mayo footballer, Colin Boyle, a great Mayo footballer, Andy Moran, who's currently a great Mayo footballer. These are guys that if my kids play that sport, I want them to look up to because these guys kept going and going and going and going. On the soccer terms, there's Patrick Vieira, Thierry Henry, there's Robert Perez, there's Tony Adams. There is loads of Arsenal players that on the pitch I want them to look up to if they ever go play in that sport, right? These are guys that always led, always were there, good days, bad days, and always made sure that they were, the leaders and embraced leadership and looked after the other guys. But what makes Josh Allen different is in the NFL, you see a bit more of the personality and you get to know them better. This guy is as genuine as you get. And this guy is who I want my kids to look up to become as a person, as a man or woman, or as a leader, whatever they go into, do it correctly, give everything you can, look after everyone around you, and do the best you can do. And he wasn't crying because he had a bad game the last night, and it was boo-hoo for Josh Allen. He was crying because what he said he genuinely meant. Right? And he didn't let his teammates down. Let me confirm that, okay? Because he has won us games that we shouldn't have won, but he has won it. That guy plays through pain every single day and doesn't complain about it. against the Jaguars, his knee, his head, his fingers, all hurt. And yet he just got on, didn't flinch, didn't cry about it, and went out and led us down and won the game. And there was he was. I didn't take his name. I won't give his name out here anyway. But it was a tweet I seen the last day about Josh Allen. Now I don't have the exact tweet, but I'll paraphrase it. This guy he's a New York Giants reporter, and he was writing for the NFL as well. He goes, "Oh, Josh Allen is a big baby," because of what happened on the podium, in so many words. Now, I wrote a reply out, and there was a lot of explicit words in it, but I deleted it because I wasn't given the time or the energy. These guys that are making this noise don't understand, A, what it's like to be a human. Josh Allen showed what it's like to be human the last day, and it was brilliant, right? And B, they want the good guy to get shot down. And Josh Allen is the good guy. The ones that know football knows the best footballer in the NFL is Josh Allen. He's been the best footballer in the NFL for 4 or 5 years, right? He's only getting better. He has a beautiful wife and a beautiful child on the way to come, and I wish them all the best. And that's what he needs to concentrate on now and recover in the off-season. But to see what I saw last Saturday night, and to see he's still man enough to come out and stand at that podium and take them questions, that was heartbreaking for me watching that. It was like I was a father watching it, right? And fair play to Josh Allen. Always know, like, this shed here is because of Josh Allen, right? I wouldn't fly on a plane before Josh Allen came. They came to London. I never left Ireland. I never thought I would. And when Josh Allen was coming to London, I had got the courage to go to London. Then I had some amazing people bring me to Buffalo. And again, if it was some other quarterback, I'd have probably said no. It was Josh Allen. And I cannot say enough things about Josh Allen. The strongest thing I can say is my kids, I want them to grow up. I want them to grow up and be like Josh Allen. And I say he's my hero, and I mean it, because everything you see him, he's not thinking about himself. He's always thinking about others. And people need to back off now and give the man a break. Let him be with his wife. Let him heal. Let him recover. Let them have their lovely baby. And please God, it'll be healthy and happy. I don't know if it's a boy or a girl, but whatever it is, I hope they're healthy and happy. And come back next year. The only thing I'm disappointed, cross, not happy with is Sean McDermott getting the sack. That's from the Buffalo Bills side. I think it's wrong. I don't know who we're going to get. Whoever goes into the job, even if it's Mike McDaniel, I will support, because they'll be our head coach. But I'm not very. Brian Dable has been mentioned. Might be a great offensive coordinator. I don't think he did a great job with the Giants. I don't know if I want him in Buffalo. Mike McDaniels, I don't want him in Buffalo. These are probably the two guys that'll be going getting it. But there are two guys that, like, we're at a very, very particular place in time, that if it goes, we get the right head coach, we have our superhero, Superman quarterback, and we need to build on a few wide receiver issues and defensive issues, we could win a Super Bowl. But if we get the wrong guy, things could go backwards, and really backwards. Like the Patriots, they think they're back. They think they're the bee's knees. They've had one season and they're back, and they're going to dominate in the AFC East, and we're in big trouble. It's a huge decision, and the grass might be greener on the other side, but I don't think Sean McDermott deserved to be sacked. I think if someone wants to go, it was Brandon Beane. Him first. And then if you wanted to get rid of Sean McDermott and bring in a whole new culture, you could. But Sean McDermott had a brilliant culture there. And all the players that played under him, when they went away, they all wanted to come back. And all the players that came from different organizations that came in couldn't believe the way his things done. And that's what annoys me. I am hurt like a fan, but I'm a fan. I'll recover. I'll be back next September, and we'd be all raring to go again. But for the players, I thought they were screwed out with Saturday night. As I said, I don't hold anything against Denver. I wish Denver the very best of luck. Sean McDermott has lost his job over it, but the referees won't lose anything. The NFL needs to really, really look at themselves. They need to understand there's 32 organizations and every single one of them needs to be treated fairly, whether they're big boys in a big city or small boys up in the northwest of New York. And I'm part of that, but you have the best footballer in football playing in that team. We don't want any favors. We want them treated fairly. That's all. And we want the team treated fairly. The playoffs have been brilliant so far, but if we lost to Denver Broncos in overtime, fairly, even the way it happened, you go, fair enough. I suck it up. I'm hurt. I'll get on with it. But we've been screwed out of it 2 years in a row in the biggest games of the year, the AFC Championship and that divisional round. And we should be playing the Patriots this weekend in New England. And I'm not being smart. We do bet the shit out of the Patriots because they're shocking. The Texans were shocking. The Chargers on the other side were shocking. That was playing that. And, but ifs and buts. That's it. It's done. So that's my thoughts. I have been honest, and I've said a few explicit words, and I do apologize. But it's a lot less than what I was thinking about saying today. I've talked about a few things, as I said. What more? The season's over. Am I going to watch the Super Bowl and the AFC Championship and the NFC Championship games? Yeah, I'm an NFL fan. I will. But 2 years ago, before 2 years ago, when the Bills got knocked out, I'd pick a team and in the Super Bowl root for them. I just can't, because it's nothing against the teams that are in it. The last 2 seasons have been just wrong. But, thank you for your comment. Peace for a grieving heart. Well, I hope your heart will recover soon. But thank you. If anyone else has any comments, please add them in. As I said at the start of the show, I love doing this, but it is time consuming. And things have changed around here, as in home life a bit, and things are busier. And it's not in a bad way, but it's just you'd be more tired and leaving than normal. So, as I said, this could be my very, very, very last show, or I may go again next summer, spring, summer. We will see. As I said, to all the people who have supported me over the years, Pro Football Ireland, Michael McQuaid, Mark Hogan, Jimmy English from Gaelic Gridiron, all them guys, Matt from UK Bills. Thank you. It's been a ride. To the people that brought me to Buffalo, Kate Schroeder, Mark Schroeder, and all the rest. I love you guys. I really, really appreciate it. To Therese, as I said, thank you, Therese. I'm sorry the last few months I wasn't available. And I said I had no intention of doing this until yesterday. And I said I'd come out. Thankfully, the computer turned on. And to everyone else that came on the show, watched the show, supported the show, gave a comment, gave a like, became my friend, because I made a lot of friends on it. Michael, thank you, sir. I love the NFL. It's in the 4 years I've been doing this, it has grown to come huge here. Like we've had a game last September. It was brilliant. I would love it to have been the Bills Steelers, but it was the Vikings Steelers. Fair play. It was a great occasion, and Dublin was lit up and the whole lot. But life changes, things move on, things go on. All I am going to say is thank you to everybody. Sean McDermott, I wish you luck. Josh Allen, you keep your head high because, man, you're my Superman. And I don't mind getting emotional about it or whatever. You are somebody I invest my emotions into because I can see how genuine you are. We will win a Super Bowl one day, Bills fans. I just hope it's a fair one. I hope the NFL cop themselves on, and that's it. Because I've said it all. I am angry. I'm hurt. I wish the Broncos nothing but the best of luck, and go Bills. So thanks for watching, my friends. Enjoy the rest of the NFL season. I wish you luck. Happy New Year. It's a bit different. Won't be seeing you again next Thursday night or Tuesday night. But anyway, stay safe, stay happy, be good, do good. God bless.